All right, so we have the first card we have. So you guys might be thinking about taking a leap of faith, having some trust this month. You might be really, really thinking about taking a risk in something this month. A risk, a chance, a discovery, something new, something you really never dealt with before. And that always, a lot of times that requires a lot of trust because we just don't know what's going to happen. And sometimes there's a lot of unknowns. So you guys might be thinking a lot this month about the unknown and about having trust and faith and moving forward in something having to do with that. We also have a comparison card here. And this month, you may not be doing any kind of comparison when it comes to taking action. You know, instead of like analyzing things and taking two things and comparing them to see, you know, maybe which one's better than the other or find out the differences between. This month it appears that you guys don't really, when taking action, you're not going to be doing any comparisons. You may just be, like I say, having faith and just going forward in something, like picking something or taking the first thing that comes your way or doing things without comparison in the sense that you already have faith that it will work out or it's going to be the right choice or it's going to be the right decision for you. It doesn't look like you're really going to need to consider anything. You may just be taking action this month and having a ton of faith, having a lot of trust, and just being able to go forth. And some of you guys might be feeling actually a little bit of exhaustion in the sense that maybe that you've been, you know, doing something, you know, that takes a lot of work, mental work, a lot of mental, this card is all about, you know, it's all about creating walls, creating a safety around yourself, building a wall, creating security. Sometimes when we're busy doing that, you know, we're on such high alert and then we're constantly protecting ourselves. Therefore, we're never relaxing. We're never really enjoying the moment. So this card is about that. It's a card about being overly protective, possibly overly aware, overly protected within yourself. So it looks like maybe you guys are thinking, feeling this month that you may need to put down the walls or, you know, take a break take a break is what it is. Take a break from, you know, whatever it is that you guys have been working on mentally, spiritually, that has created you to overthink things or overdo things. This is also a card of overdoing things. You know, it's overdoing, which creates the exhaustion. So this, you may be feeling that exhaustion now. You may be becoming aware that you've been overdoing something and it's time for you to take maybe a break. You know, it's time for you to take a break. And the next card we have is the outcome is going with the flow. But this is really not going with the flow. You guys might be going against the grain this month instead of going with the flow. Maybe this is the month you're maybe you've been going with the flow and going with the flow too much, and now you're like, I'm ready to you know, go against the grain, or I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to do things that may be difficult, but you want to do them. You want to take a chance. You want to, you know, move forward in your life with something. So this is the month where I don't think you guys are going to be going with the flow. I think you guys are going to be taking charge of your life and definitely taking a risk. Definitely taking a risk and giving yourself a break from something you've been working on. The next card we have is the Three of Pentacles. So this month of December, it looks like you're going to be working on a project with other people, creating something very creative, with a lot of skills involved, a lot of skills for sure. And this is going to create money. It's going to create finances of some sort. So you're working together with others, and you guys are definitely going to be creating. The next card we have is the Moon. This is the Cancer card. And the Moon is in the position of, this is what's crossing you. Could be a challenge this month. Could be an obstacle. There may be something that you need to that needs to come to light. There may be something that's going to come to light for you this month that's going to be revealed, and this whatever's being revealed is going to free your mind up. It's going to give you that knowledge and that piece of information that you needed or you're hoping for, or that's going to help you. Maybe it's going to give you some clear thinking, and it could have to do with your project you're working on. It could help you manifest and work together even better with these people. But it looks like this project is going very well, and you're working very diligently with others to move something forward. And you guys are creating something that has to do with money. Maybe you're building a business or starting a small business. But something may be revealed that's going to help you. The next card we have is the Sun in reverse. So this is the card, this is your advice for the month. This is what you should be focusing on. Cancer, you should be focusing on the Sun. The Sun is all about, illumination. It's all about seeing clearly, seeing things for what they are. It's all about freedom. It's all about feeling purity and peace. And this card is in reverse. So it also talks about the Leo energy, that fire energy. So it's in reverse, saying that this is something that you really need to focus on this month, because it looks like there's something that needs to be realized. There's something that needs to be illuminated for you before you can really step into that beautiful Sun energy and that freedom of feeling alive, and the heaviness is gone. There's no stress in this card. This is a card of freedom from stress, and allowing yourself to feel alive and free and full of happiness and success. So whatever this Moon card is for you, Cancer, it looks like once something's going to be revealed, then you will be stepping into this Sun card. And the advice is to continue to do that. Continue to free your mind, because you're almost at a point right now where you're going to be able to step into this Sun, this illumination. This is all about success, pure success. So definitely going to have to do with your business here. Maybe your business is just on the verge of hitting it big, or on the verge of striking it rich, or on the verge of being just really successful. And, once your business is successful, right, you can kind of kick back at that point and be free and feel security and happiness and success. So maybe whatever this is that's going to be revealed to you will definitely, hopefully, set you in the position of feeling the Sun, feeling that Leo energy, that passion, the desire, and happiness that we all strive for. What's coming in for you is the Temperance in reverse. So something's coming in, a situation, a person, or a situation is coming in this month of December, and it's a little bit off balanced. It's not really fully balanced. So there could be some impatience within you or within a situation. The impatience is here. There's a little bit of imbalance here. And again, it could have to do with this revealing. Something needs to be revealed. Something needs to be acknowledged within yourself, within your mind, within your consciousness, in order to free you and release you and put you on your path, or a clear direction, to give you the clarity that you may need in order to feel the balance, in order to make a balance within something in your life. And again, we have the Trust card here. So this is a month that you guys are really wanting to have some faith and take a chance on something. You don't really want to go with the flow anymore. Maybe the flow wasn't good for you. Maybe you were just being lazy, not lazy, but maybe you weren't really paying attention. You were just going with the flow, and now you're ready to take action within your own life and create something. So you guys there is some kind of, again, imbalance that needs to be, or that's here for you. The next card we have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is how you see your situation. So you guys might be seeing your situation as, a little bit unconventional, a little bit different. doing things in a very not by the book. Maybe you guys are deciding that's why you're going to need some faith here and some trust, or people may need to have faith and trust in you because maybe you're you want to go against the grain. This card is about going against the grain, and you are really wanting to do that this month. And it goes very well with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is like not really doing things by the book. It's not really following the rules. It doesn't necessarily have to do with following rules, but that's just an example of, it looks like some of you don't want to do things the way maybe other people want to do, or the way that normal people do. And sometimes that's good, because if we do things in a very unique way and do things the way that we feel it should be done, deep within our consciousness, and maybe we have some great intuition about something, we can be very successful and be very successful by doing things in our own unique path, in our own unique way. And this card, the Sun, is all about success. It's all about success. So it looks like you guys are on the verge of doing things a little different in your business, maybe. Maybe this is an idea, some clarity you're going to get. And maybe it's going to spark that. The next card we have is the Seven of Cups. And this is in the position of your environment, people around you. And it looks like somebody around you needs to make a decision. There's a decision that somebody needs to make. It could have to do with you and maybe the business here. It could have to do with the project you're working on. But somebody needs to make a decision. They're very confused right now. Maybe that's what this Temperance card is here for. Maybe there's a need for patience, because there is a decision somebody needs to make before maybe this is revealed, before this clarity comes in. So there is there is a decision, and somebody's a little unsure about a decision. They may have too many choices, or they may be very confused about what they want. So at this point, they're not really making a decision yet. But possibly you are waiting for somebody to make a decision. In your recent past, we have the Page of Swords. And so in the recent past, there could have been some lack of communication or some miscommunication. You might have been told something from somebody that was misconstrued, or they told it wrong. Somebody was gossiping and the words got mixed up. So it looks like maybe there was a lack of communication, or there was some miscommunication in your recent past. What you guys are striving for this month, what you are hoping for, working on, is the Four of Cups. And you're really working on staying focused, finding your satisfaction, what makes you happy, what fulfills you. You're trying to find out what fulfills you and what the next step is for you. And I think once you get this clarity, you're going to be able to see, you're going to be able to reach and touch and see that success with the Sun and the Moon card here. And that's going to really open you up to have the faith and the trust that you need to really have the strength to kind of do things in a different way than maybe you normally do things, or how other people have told you it should be done. There's just some kind of newness about this, a different way of being for you, Cancer, this month, where you're not really taking other people's things into consideration. You're really wanting to do things in your own very unique way. And all of us have gifts, and our gifts are very unique. And whatever this is has to do with trusting in yourself and trusting in others as well, but just taking that leap of faith. And the next card we have is the Ten of Pentacles. This is in your hopes and fears section. So some of you guys are really hoping for some kind of massive income, some massive amount of money to come your way in regards to possibly real estate. It even could be like a business, like a huge corporation, a job, some kind of money when it comes to income for work that could be family owned, or you starting your own business, which would include your family or include long-term very long-term and very long-term stable income for the family. This is all about inheritance, receiving inheritance. This is about real estate. For most of you, I see this as something to do with a business or real estate. You guys are really hoping for this money to come forward. And what this card is all about, producing money and bringing money into your life. The next card we have is the outcome of your card. It is the Three of Swords in reverse. And there might be some healing that you're going to be going through from something in your past. Once that healing comes in, you know, whatever this hard, it's like you by the end of this month, it looks like whatever's going on, you are going to be healed, overcome. You're going to have overcome any kind of betrayals or heartache or deceptions that have happened to you in regards to any kind of relationship. It could be a work relationship. It could be friends. It could be a family. It could be a love relationship that you had in the past. Okay, this was a past thing. So some of you guys might just be, you know, starting. It could be a startup company, or it could be negotiations with others. This business. You know, the biggest challenge here is to silence your mind enough to where you can get and focus enough and free your mind, like how you know, have faith, free your mind of the exhaustion, get rid of the exhaustion in your life, whatever it is in your life, whether it's you know, you're tired of constantly having to protect yourself, you're tired of constantly having to be on guard, whatever it is, free your mind. Once you free your mind, then that's when the answers will come. That's when the clarity is going to show up for you guys. So yeah, by the end of this month, you guys are going to be over any kind of things that were, you know, that very well could be the thing that has been stopping you from the clarity that you needed. So this heartache, maybe you just needed to reach the point where you're going to be reaching this month, and that's about being healed. Letting go, being healed, understanding, having clarity and understanding all sides of a situation, and forgiving and letting that go so you can move forward. And it looks like you're going to be doing that by the end of this month. All right, Cancer, I hope this reading makes sense for you. I'm going to go ahead and pull one of my, the Rebel Oracle card for you by Alana Fairchild. What is the final message for our Cancers for this December? In every creative process, in every birth, in every opening of a new cycle of life, there is a time of vulnerability. This vulnerability is natural and appropriate. It is the foal learning to become steady on its legs. Those legs will become remarkably powerful in time, but the process of growth and maturity has to take place, and that requires some wobbly first attempts. It cannot be any other way. Within you, perhaps even below the level of consciousness awareness, there is a fresh new life emerging, like a vibrant green shoot rising up from the earth. This new life is in need of your attention and your care. This could be a new relationship that needs tending with interest and kindness. It could be a new idea that you need to nurture into fullness, because it is going to hold special purpose of your life path. It might be something within you, a new behavior, a new way of looking at yourself, or a new way of being in the world that you need to tend to until it becomes more natural for you to embody. This is the most significant. This is most significantly so if you have also drawn another oracle card, which you did not. So it's basically saying, wow, you guys, this is beautiful. All right. So, you know, I mean, it is time for you to break free of doing things the way everyone's told you to do them the way that you thought you were raised to do things. It's time for you to break free of that, because maybe you were a zombie. Going with the flow doesn't always mean it's a good thing, you know, because if we're just a zombie and we're just following sheep and we're not being leaders in our life and we're not listening to our intuition and we're not following our path and we're just going with the flow, that's definitely a good card as well. However, in this reading, it's telling me that you guys are breaking free for whatever reason. You're not going to go with the flow anymore. You're going to take things into your own hand. You're going to have a new rebirth. You're going to have faith and trust in yourself and others and God and in the universe. And because that's what you're feeling. You're feeling secure. You must be getting a lot of intuition. And you guys are really, you're going to be, by the end of this month, you're going to be obviously starting a brand new, you know, self within yourself, a brand new you in business and yourself or in a relationship.